Here's KATC Chief Meteorologist Rob Perillo.
Welcome back and welcome to Monday. Not a bad start to the week with temperatures still in the 90s, but dew points in the lower 70s to 60s this afternoon, and that allowed for conditions and humidity to stay a little bit below normal. So not a bad start to August in spite of sunny skies and temperatures still in the lower 90s. It is August after all, but humidity staying down, and it stays that way for a couple of days. So let's take a look at the big picture across the regions. We look at that water vapor imagery and nice dry air associated with an upper level trough. It's going to capture ISAIAS and bring it up the east coast and keep strong winds there. We'll show you that in just a bit. But for us, nice dry air moving in. We have some disturbances in this northwest flow aloft that have been generating a few showers and storms, mainly back toward Texas, but a couple of blips on the radar late this afternoon. So let's dial into the local radars and we'll show you again a couple of isolated showers down into Vermilion, also Acadia, portions of western portions of St. Landry Parish, and back into clipping the northwestern portion of Jeff Davis Parish. A nice little shower west of Basile over between Eunice and St. Lawtell, and then a few more showers as we get down into portions of Acadia Parish. South of Crowley getting a nice little downpour, and then a few other showers coming in Vermilion Parish. That will impact, it looks like, Kaplan. Going to see some wet weather shortly, but as quickly as it moves in, it's going to move out. And again, it's going to be a pleasant evening overall as high pressure and a northwest wind aloft and at the surface is moved in, and that's allowing for relatively pleasant conditions. Going out into the tropics, the far eastern Atlantic, couple of disturbances out here, but nothing that looks like it's pending right now. A little bit more dust, so it looks like tropics quieting down and going into a quiet phase over the next week or two, which is certainly good in August, but we'll see how we're doing later in the month of August. Meanwhile, the National Hurricane Center watching a little bit of an upper level low and disturbance here that does have a 60% chance of developing later this week, but it won't be a Gulf threat, so good news there. Meanwhile, tropical storm ISAIAS here just bearing down on the South Carolina coastline, producing heavy rain across portions of Carolina. Has a brief window to upgrade to a hurricane prior to landfall, but then it will be moving inland, so that's going to limit the tropical storm slash hurricane intensity. But it's going to get picked up by that upper level trough and then race rapidly northward. Right now with 70-mile-per-hour winds, it's still moving to the north-northeast at about 16, and then it's going to accelerate down the line up the entire east coast. And outside of hurricane warnings for portions of the Carolinas, tropical storm warnings from Georgia all the way up through New England on this system. And you see the risk of tropical storm force winds very high over the next 3 days, all the way along the east coast up through New England. So rough weather, but this storm will be out of the country by Wednesday. It's going to move along. Threat of heavy rainfall, but again, because it's moving along, there will be some localized flash flooding, but you could see a lot worse situation with this system that's impacting so many along the east coast, undoubtedly being a national headline as such. Meanwhile, for us, we're going to get down closer to the lower 70s again through tomorrow morning, so a pleasant night ahead. Tomorrow, mostly sunny day, minimal rain chance at about 10%, and we see little change into Wednesday. Might see a disturbance coming in Wednesday afternoon that could spark off another storm or two, but rain chance staying 20% or less, not only through the middle part of this week, for the rest of the week and the weekend as well. So 72 the low tonight, another pleasant evening overall. Tomorrow, not too bad for August, 92 the high, but that humidity a little bit below normal. Certainly good news, rain chance staying in the 10% range, and we'll keep it in 10 to 20% or less for the rest of the week. Weekend, we might see higher humidity and a slightly better chance of storms carrying into next week, but overall, pretty good looking pattern as we go through the next week to 10 days, and no tropical threats, we think, through that period as well. So looking pretty good. Jim?
All right, thanks, Rob. And still ahead right here on Acadiana's News Channel at 5. Remember those mysterious seeds we told you about last week? Well, tonight there's some indication about what at least some of them are. We'll have that story after the break.